There's a little cafe down an alley in my town, and you'd miss it if you didn't know it was there. It's just a few tables outside, and the smell of coffee and a full English breakfast drifting through the air. And it's that kind of quiet that only a small town seems to know, not empty, just still. And that's where I ended up only a few weeks after everything fell apart. My mum died on the 20th of March and Dad followed just 13 days later on the 2nd of April. The day after what would have been their 58th wedding anniversary. The day after April Fool's Day, and I swear for a while it felt like some kind of celestial joke. Like any moment someone would jump out and shout, "April Fool!" But no one ever did. And that silence was its own kind of cruelty. Losing both your parents so close together, it's a kind of grief that reaches right down into who you are. It doesn't just break your heart, it rearranges it. And grief came in waves that just wouldn't stop. Some days I felt like I was drowning, and others I was just numb, so numb. So I'm sat there with a latte watching the world carry on without me. People laughed, someone dropped a spoon and cursed under the breath. A car alarm went off in the car park behind, loud and pointless. Almost funny, and for a second I almost cracked a smile, because life doesn't stop, does it? Even when yours feels like it has. And then out of nowhere something shifted. There was no voice, no vision, no lightning bolt from above. It just felt quiet that felt almost holy. Like the world took a deep breath and it handed it to me. And I heard somewhere deep inside, "You can rest now. They're home and you're still here." And I think that was grace. Not the church kind, don't get me wrong, I am a man of faith. I am a church-going man, but this was different. Gentler, the kind that doesn't need a hymn or a sermon to make itself known. It's the kind that just sits with you in the quiet and lets you breathe again. It didn't take the pain away, it made room for it and somehow made it bearable. Since that morning I've carried that moment with me. When the ache comes back, I walk past that alley and I remember how grace found me there. Between the smell of bacon, coffee and the sound of life quietly continuing. And don't get me wrong, I still grieve every day. After all, it's only been 6 months since they left, but I grieve differently now. Softer, quieter, with more love than pain, because grace is teaching me that grief isn't proof of loss, it's proof of love that's still here. And now, sometimes when the sunlight hits the window just right, I swear I can feel them both there. Not gone, just different. Still love, still near. That's grace, not the end of grief, but the beginning of peace.